which means we celebrate Throwback Thursday here on Love, Food, and Money. Last week I told you the story of how my husband and I met, and I said that this week I was going to tell you the story about our wedding. But that's not actually true, because instead of telling you the not that interesting story about how it was 109 degrees at our wedding and it was outdoors in the sunlight and everybody was dying until the sun went down and then everything was great and fine and we all had a blast, I'm going to tell you the story about how I fainted in my own driveway 3 days before the wedding. Like most brides, I wanted to lose some weight before my wedding. I decided to do Weight Watchers, which worked really well for me. And I lost weight in a very slow and healthy, manageable way. Then came the week before the wedding, and I wanted to just kick things up a notch and lose a few more pounds before the big day. And my husband was on board to shed a few pounds as well, so we both decided to do a soup diet. You make this vegetable soup, and every day you only eat the vegetable soup in addition to 1 or 2 things that the diet says you can also eat. Day 1 is just soup and vegetables. Day 2 is the soup plus fruits and vegetables. Day 3, you can have the soup plus bananas and skim milk. What? So what we would do is we would have the soup for our meal, and then I would blend up frozen bananas with skim milk and make a banana smoothie milkshake thing, so it felt like a treat. It's sad. When bananas blended with skim milk taste like a milkshake, you know that you're on a hunger diet. It was crazy, but we stuck to it. I lost a few more pounds. My husband lost more than a few pounds. Before you know it, it's the Thursday before our wedding. And we were getting married about 3 hours north of LA, so my husband's parents had already flown into town, and we were loading up my car to get ready to get on the road and head up to our big wedding weekend. I hadn't eaten anything yet that morning, and it was really hot out that day. We were loading up the car, and I was like, oh, I kind of feel a little lightheaded. My husband's like, you need to eat something. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll grab a granola bar. So I grabbed the granola bar and walked out to my car, which was in the driveway, and my husband was gonna drive, so I got in the passenger side, and I sat down in the seat and I just said, I think I'm gonna faint. And then I woke up to the sound of somebody yelling my name, and my eyes popped open and I was soaking wet. And so the first thought that came to mind is, why did they let me take a nap in my car? And why am I so sweaty? And I looked down at my pants and my crotch was all wet, and I was like, oh my God, did I pee my pants? I was just so confused. What happened? And they were like, you fainted. And I was like, why am I wet? And my husband's like, I was pouring water on your face, and apparently some got on your crotch because it really looked like I peed my pants. Right when I had woken up from fainting, I could hear my husband on the phone with 911 because apparently I didn't really respond quickly to being smacked and splashed water on my face. So up rolls the ambulance. This big, strong, handsome paramedic scooped me up out of the seat and put me on a stretcher. And at the time, we were living across the street from this daycare, and all the daycare kids were outside playing, and they were faces planted up against the fence, just watching intently. Is everything okay? Is she okay? And I just gave them the thumbs up. When we got in the ambulance and they got an IV in me, I immediately started to feel better, and I told my husband, take pictures of this. And he said, don't worry, I have been. He goes, my dad saw me taking pictures of you on the stretcher, and he was like, Sam, stop it. How could you be taking pictures at a time like this? And he said that he told his dad, trust me, she will want these pictures. Just trust me. And of course I did, because looking back even a few days later, the pictures were hilarious. You can, if you're looking close, you can see that my crotch looks wet, and you can also see the daycare kids in the background enjoying their big show for the day. I got to the hospital, and they actually said that my blood sugar was totally fine, that they thought it was dehydration and exhaustion. So I was basically diagnosed the Lindsay Lohan disease. It never happened to me before. It's never happened since. It was clearly the soup diet, guys. If you are planning a wedding, please lose your weight in a slow and healthy way. Do not do a crazy diet unless you want a funny story, although yours might not end so funny, because what if I would have fainted in my driveway and cracked my head on the cement and then like died before my wedding day? That would have been a terrible story. God, I can't believe that just came to my head. If you're new to my channel, you should subscribe. I post videos Monday through Friday. Comment below, tell me a funny story about when you fainted or around your wedding, and I will see you guys tomorrow.